Hi and hello. Welcome back. I am so excited. We just wrapped up our first interview with Sandy and Josie talking about a range of things. I was about to give like three things that we talked about, but really we covered a lot. And I'm so excited. We were talking a little bit about what we're going to be digging deeper into next. And I feel like we have a topic, but also I see it going in a few different directions. And I'm really because both of your perspectives, it brings so much, and the way that you 2 kind of bounce ideas off of one another, I love, love, love hearing and just witnessing the conversation, like, you were talking about, like, me being an interviewer, but, like, girls, y'all are carrying it, and I'm so here for it. It is amazing to listen to the way that you connect different moments to experiences to things moving forward in different ways, whether it's for the orgs that you're in, the fellowship, or yourselves in your career or personal life or identity. And we're going to be jumping into being able to show up as your full self in leadership and what that does for you in terms of confidence and those around you. So, we touched on this briefly. You guys are in a fellowship with other people who are around your age, and you have this common goal that you are working towards for different projects. But you guys are both also leading in different spaces. One for a board where you are with people who are probably a lot older than you, but you are working to serve a common group of people. And Sandy, you are serving youth as they are pursuing a sport, which I mean, that opens so many doors for them as well. And I would love to ask you both as our starting question, when did you feel the confidence to seek out a leadership role like that?
Great question. I can take this. Yeah. So again, I'm on Starfish Initiatives board. One of my mentors actually plugged me into filling a position on the board. And then I did choose to step in. Well, I chose to be in Starfish board, but if your mentor recommends, you kind of have to like, yes, I will take on this. But when I became the governance chair, nobody in the room like everyone in the room was like, who's going to lead it? Who's going to lead that call? And no one raised their hand. And it wasn't like a bad thing, because I have to understand, like, I'm young in my career. I don't really have a lot of like huge time commitments or anything like that. But I was new and everyone knew I was new. And I also was a former scholar. So um, that helped me feel a little more confident because I kind of know more about the organization than a lot of people um, who I sit at the board with because I've been with them for so long. But when no one raised their hand, I was like, oh, well, I can lead it. Like, I'm confident that you all will not let me fail. And so that's kind of one of the reasons why I stepped into Starfish is Crystal Givens, the CEO of Starfish, I just knew she wouldn't let me fail. I knew the board, like I knew they wanted Starfish to win. So I was just going to ask them questions the whole way through, and because I felt safe in that space, and so that's why I chose Starfish. And then with OR, I chose the DI recruitment lens because I've done DI work in the past, and then HR was I knew that, and I was like, oh, I know I can do this. But to become authentically me, I think it was the support of Sandy. It was support of other fellows saying like, "No, Jesse, that's actually a good idea," or like, "I didn't think about it like that, but that's a really good point." And so the more I said my ideas, the more I like explained my reasoning, it was more people saying, "Yeah, no, I definitely agree." And then I think once you get to a point like, if people know the work that you're putting out is good and it comes from a good place, I can just be authentically me. I can go away with the professional stuff like, hey, like, let's do this, or like, we should try this, or let's talk about this. You can just show up authentically because people trust you. Um, it doesn't matter how my hair looks, what I wear, anything like that. People value like who I am as a person and not how I physically show up. So yeah.
That's a really good answer. I'll kind of hit off from OR and jump into the leadership. I specifically was on the recruitment team, and both years I was heavily involved with recruitment. And I think for me, showing back up on campus where I felt like when I left campus my senior year, I felt like I had found myself and I was like so like put together and confident in how university worked and how the expectations for me were set. Um, and so stepping back into what felt like a home, I'm like, okay, like, yeah, I'm back. And seeing that the more and more authentic I was past the script of selling like what Or Fellowship is,